feel so fancy when I put my little blazer on. I'm like, okay, we are ready to serve. Ready to serve. Hello, my name is Jenna Kingsford, Chief Big Dreams Genie of the internet. So excited to meet you guys. Hashtag after party if you're on the after party. Okay. Oh my God, the sun is shining. Welcome to the studio. How's everyone feeling today? I just jumped off a call with my figure 7. They're such a vibe. We go live fortnightly and we do a Zoom every fortnight and do hot seat coaching. Literally, I think pretty much everyone got a bit of a mini sesh today, so it was such a vibe. But that's not what I wanted to talk to you about today. Oh my God, I'm actually so excited I'm live. Barely ever go live lately, so this is a treat for you guys. I would love you to set your intention down below if you are here. Set your intention if you're on the after party, and if you're live, set your intention. What would you love to receive today? Would you love to receive a zhuzh? Would you love to receive some inspo? Do you want to receive the fire hose of codes that are coming out of me for you? What do you want today? Let me know. I'm happy to serve, happy to give. The sun is shining, but it's also in my eyeballs. So that's the situation. Expansion. Oh my God, I just had an idea. What about if you say the word down below that you want to shift into today? Because I'm ready to serve. I am in the mood to serve today. I have 4 codes that could be trainings in and of themselves, and I'm just gonna touch on ones that are coming through for you today. Fire hose of codes. Oh my God, who saw my email and that's why you're here? Or who is just randomly, you popped up in your feed and you're like, excuse me, yes, I'm there. I'm going, I'm there. Hello everybody. Fire hose of codes. Oh my God, I'm actually hot, so this is coming off already. Sunshine, this is amazing. Oh my God, Kiara's here. Oh my God, literally we were just literally celebrating in figure 8. It's such a vibe. P.S. by the way, figure 7 is my mastermind, the whole thing, but my super high level, you get monthly sessions mastermind is called figure 8, and we have 3 spaces left and survive, and Kiara's in there, and we just had a whole situation in there. It was so fun. So put down below the energy you want today to shift into. I have 4 things that could be trainings in and of themselves, and I'm going to let you guys direct me to where we're going to start, to where we're going to begin, where we're going to go. I randomly popped up and you were live. Well, that's perfect. We like that. Oh my gosh, all the people. Hi, everybody. Hello. We're going for expansion. Some of you guys want expansion. We've got Natalie in the house. Fire hose of codes. Okay, so the first one is about branding. So this is the first code. One's about branding. One is about PR. One is about marketing, and one is about business. I mean, they're all about business, but which one is are you vibing with? But they're all about sales. Hello. They're all about sales, but what's the one? There's one that's a branding thing that you can do. There's one, I'm just looking at them here because I actually wrote them down as a vibe. There's one about, it's basically a business prediction that I've seen, and we talked about it on the Figure 7 call. It was really powerful. And I think this one, I guess you call it a marketing businessy one. This one is going to have an impact. I think it's going to affect the people that is, oh my God, let me get my shit together. Oh my God. The people that this piece is going to affect the most is the ones that don't like to change things in their business. They like to try to keep everything the same all the time. It's kind of similar. They don't want to pivot. They don't want to change. They don't want to shift. You do the same marketing that you've been doing for years. You don't really want to change it. You just want to keep it all the same. This one's a really important one for you to listen to. So yeah, so we've got the branding, the marketing, or the businessy one. Which one are you guys the most keenest to hearest the firstest? Oh my gosh, this is what happens when I've got so many codes coming through. I've got to I can't tell you all 4 of them because all 4 of them are basically micro classes in and of themselves. So we will do one at a time. And anybody who comes on the after party of this or is live, you're in for a treat. Branding, we've got one vote for branding. Okay. Marketing, we've got one branding. We've got one vote for marketing. We've got one branding one. And the other one is like very businessy, like scaling-ish energy. So that's the vibes. Okay, so then now we're at like a stalemate. maybe I'll have to put my little 2 cents in as well. Branding, marketing, the other one is the businessy one. While you guys are voting, I'm going to start with a story time. Okay, ready? Hashtag story time. Yeah, let's go. This is going to be a full live stream. This is going to have all of the things going on for it right now. So, okay. Oh, I just realized I can share this. Oh my God. Can I share it to like my channel? Where's my channel? Oh, I can share it. I can share it. No. How do I share it to my channel? I wanted to put it in my channel, but I can't. I don't know how to do that. Anyway, I don't think I can do that. Story time. So today, yesterday, it was Lionsgate Portal yesterday for us. It was the 8th of the 8th yesterday for us. And I did my subconscious reprogramming practices. So my subconscious reprogramming practices, being belief ethics, is you sit down and you look at what you want and you look at the negative beliefs that you have around it, and then you switch them up to the positive beliefs, and then you have an inspired action. So essentially that's the Cliff Notes version of how we do belief ethics. Negative beliefs, we flip them into the positive beliefs, then we have the inspired action. And the inspired action, what I feel like it does is it brings it all together. This is how I bring my subconscious reprogramming practice together. If you would love to have my 5-part process and you want to learn it yourself, just write down below belief and you should get it on the after party. If you're here live, I'll screenshot and I'll get it to you, and it'll send you the 5-part process, and so you'll know how to do it forever and ever. Amen. It's my little gift to you guys. So I was doing the belief ethics process, and one of the biggest things that happens with belief ethics is you get the inspired action, and if you don't do the inspired action, you actually haven't done the belief ethics. All you've done is just moved energy around. And I think a lot of people, when they're doing their manifestation work or their journaling work, is you're moving energy around, but you're not necessarily actually taking action. And we've demonized and vilified action in our spaces online, because actions become this part of like, if you're taking action, you are not manifesting. If you're taking action, it's like you're putting effort in, you're trying. If you're taking action, you're trying, and then that's not manifestation. That means you manually made that happen versus you manifested it. And so I think this bears saying, when I do my subconscious reprogramming, the best thing that I can do is the inspired action that comes from it. And the inspired action that comes from it is where I get all of the everythings from it. It's like that's what locks it in as a subconscious reprogramming versus just thinking about it. So I was doing this journaling, and heads up what you did for your 8-8 with what you did for your manifestation portal. Did you do scripting? Did you do journaling? Did you do some subconscious reprogramming? If you know belief ethics, did you do belief ethics, which is my subconscious reprogramming process? What did you do? I chose to have like, oh my God, my alarm, guys, is it all good now? Okay. So I was doing some journaling, and I was in bed, and it was a rainy day, and it was so beautiful. Like the rain was coming in, it was a little bit of a rain, a little bit of a cold day, snuggled up in my bed after being in the studio for the week, or for 2 days. And I was journaling, and then I did some scripting, and then I did some belief ethics, and then I did some of my energy work in Retriculate, and I was doing all this work, and I just felt very bunchy. I felt like, oh, this doesn't feel like exciting. It's not giving me the vibes. I don't really feel like I'm feeling the manifestation energy. It was like, ugh, I'm really feeling like any breakthrough. You ever get like that when you're doing like journaling and nothing really is coming through for you, and you feel like you're not getting that, like that hit? That was what was happening, right? So I'm doing all this journaling, I'm doing my belief ethics, I'm doing my subconscious reprogramming, I'm doing some energy work, and so I'm having like this whole extravaganza of like energy work for the portal, but I'm not getting the shifts. I'm not getting like any breakthroughs. You know, when you do journaling, you're like, oh my God, that light bulb moment, right? We all feel that. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So then I did, because I wasn't getting that like visceral, like yay energy, which makes the manifestation not work, because you're not actually feeling the feelings. You're not feeling that gratitude. You're not feeling that heightened state. Then it's not going to work anyway. So I'm like, okay, well, this is not really going to be the vibe. And so I just did a final little mini micro belief edX sesh with myself. And if you don't have belief edX, just write down below belief and I will send you the 5-part process for free. And the inspired action that I had was to go to the beach. And so the inspired action sometimes is write a post. Sometimes it's go to the beach. Sometimes it's have a shower. Sometimes it's sit and breathe. Sometimes it's like a big thing, and sometimes it's an action that's going to maybe create an insight. I'm probably maybe going to get an intuitive hit. Sometimes it could be a walk. I go for a walk and I get an inspired idea, but the inspired action was the walk. And so the inspired action can be the thing, or it could be an action that's going to lead to the insight that I need for the thing. Make sense? Does that land? Does that resonate? So go to the beach was the inspired action, and I was cozy. I was in my pajamas. I didn't really want to go to the beach. Why is my internet bad? Can you guys see me? Is it all good? My internet's saying it's really like not good. Let me know if it's still working. It's saying it's not working. It's saying it's not good. My internet's not stable. Excuse me. I think we're pretty stable over here with the internet, guys. I don't know why it's doing that. It cut out for a second. Is it good now? I don't know why it did that. That's weird. So I go to the beach. Okay, cool. I go to the beach and I lay down and I get this instant hit. Action is the manifestation. Action is the manifestation. Now, this is a quote that I've been saying since forever. And I think I'm at such a stage with my inner work, and I just come off the back of a 1-year sabbatical where I did so much work, so much inner work, so much healing, so much journaling, so much belief work, a lot of work on myself. And it was very clear that the breakthrough I was looking for, energetic breakthrough that I was looking for, is on the other side of taking action. And I think because we've degraded or diminished the value of inspired action, because we're like, that's not the manifestation, action's not the manifestation, we've diminished it. And then we get into these thinking modes that create a lot of anxiety, actually. Sometimes they do, like, you're doing the scripting, but then you're like, oh, I'm not doing it right. Or you're doing the journaling and you feel like bunchy in your energy. It doesn't feel like you're flowing. If you're feeling like that when you're journaling, if you feel like bunchy and antsy and like anxious when you're journaling, and you're like, oh, I want like the breakthrough, I want the breakthrough, I can probably guarantee you've already had the breakthrough. You just haven't taken the action that is directly related to the breakthrough you've already had. Does that land for you guys? Who has had a breakthrough within the last month, and maybe you keep sitting down to do the belief work, to do the plan, all the belief work, all the journaling, all the meditation, to get the guidance, to get the download, and it's just making you more anxious, or it's just making you feel like, oh, it's not coming through? Most likely, you've already had a breakthrough and you haven't acted upon it. Does that resonate? So for me, it was very clear. I was like, oh, busted custard, right? Busted custard if you feel like you've just been called out, and if you feel like you know exactly what I'm talking about, busted custard. Because for me, it was very much like, oh my gosh, I've literally just been called out by the universe. It is like, you've already broken through this whole thinking and planning and strategizing. So I was like strategizing and planning. It's like, what's next? And all these things. And what decision am I going to make with that? And the universe was very clear. It's like, you already know. That's how I feel like there is a block. Yeah, so busted custards. So I want to be an advocate for action, because I think we've really gone down the the road of avoiding the action in order to get the breakthrough, in order to get the clarity. But I found a lot of the times, if you've already had the breakthrough, you've had it like a couple of weeks ago, you had like epiphanies or an aha or a breakthrough, and you just keep coming back to the drawing board to be like, I want that hit again. You want that, like you're addicted to the breakthrough hit. Most likely you're probably just not taking the action that you were inspired to take, and you keep trying to go back to the drawing board to get that energy again of the breakthrough, but you're not going to get it because it's only on the other side of action. Or I feel like I'm pregnant and I can't seem to deliver this baby. Yes. So if you are feeling stuck, if you're feeling like antsy when you're doing if you're doing your inner work, your journaling or your meditation, and you're feeling like more anxious, I would say, I'm just going to put it out here, maybe that feeling of peace that you're looking for is on the other side of doing the freaking inspired actions that you've already been inspired to do but haven't taken. And you keep on, you're kind of like searching for that hit again of the breakthrough. But when you had the breakthrough maybe a couple of weeks ago, you already knew what to do next. You just haven't done that thing to do next. And now you keep on going back to journaling, or you keep on going back to the inner work. The answers are not going to be there. The answers are going to be in the action. The inspired action. Whenever I say action, I'm not just saying action and to-dos for the sake of doing to-dos. I'm talking about inspired action. So maybe it's a membership that you've been inspired to launch, or maybe it's like a freebie. So I've put 2 free things out this week, and I've actually been procrastinating on them for ages, and the happiest I've felt is when I finished them, and the happiness came through doing that action. And it felt so good. Oh, Erin's here. Figure 7 in the house. Hello. Jamie says, action is like language. It's understood by people. It shows a commitment on our part to a certain result. Yeah. So, is this resonating with you guys? Or I feel like I'm pregnant with a thing. Puzzle custard. That's how I feel. Like, yeah. Believe happy is to see the freebie. Yes. So, I took those 2 big mega actions to create the belief freebie. The 5-part Belief Addicts process, right down below belief if you would love to get it. And I did the revenue reset, and I've already got my freebies and my cash flow channels all set up and all amazing. I didn't want to have to do all the admin, but they were the inspired actions to take, and so I took them. And on the other side of that was, it felt like that gave me the answers. Through that action, I got the answers to the next steps of what I want to do next. I love it. Everybody is going with the belief. Yay, vibes. I'm so excited. Okay. So that's just a bit of a story time before we jump into some of the businessy stuff. But I would love to know how this resonated and landed for you before we go into the first one. Now let's do another vote. So the vote is, I'm looking at 4 codes here around business right now. One is very much around branding. One is very much around marketing. And one is very much about running your business, like business predictions. So business predictions, the branding thing, or the marketing thing. Write down which one you're most excited to hear, that you're most excited to see. I'm going to screenshot you guys if you wrote belief so that I can send you the free 5-part process. You can do it too. I'm going to make sure that I got everyone. Okay. And if you don't get it, just come over to my profile and remind me. Okay. What do you do when technology is a block? I'm not techie. I think what to do if you're not techie. I would say the biggest word that's coming through to me right now is play with it. And it's kind of the way that I look at going viral. When I used to want to go viral, just because I wanted to go viral, one of the things that I used to do, I did it from an energy of, I want to go viral because I need to go viral, and going viral is really hard, and I'm not a person that can go viral, and I wouldn't actually do the things that made me feel like I was trying. So I think there was a lot of energy around not wanting to try, like actually not wanting to look like I was trying, not wanting to look like I was not making an effort. And I talked about that in a reel yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw it. If you haven't saw it, see it after this. Go and have a look at it. I wrote a whole piece around one of the Belief Ethics trainings that we did, or reprogrammings that we did a while ago, was around being a tryhard. And we did a subconscious reprogramming around the word tryhard. And there was so much stuff came up for everybody that did that reprogramming around being a tryhard. And we realized the desire to not look like we're trying hard was so much what was holding so many people back. It was very unexpected, because we do reprogrammings in my Belief Ethics process in the Dreamspread Club. We do them every month, and we do Belief Ethics live reprogrammings on best months ever. We do it on $1 million years. We do it on 6-figure months. Hey Anna, so happy you're here. We do it on all of those different big dreams and goals, and we do the reprogrammings. And then we did it, obviously we have some on there around going viral as well, but this 1 month I really noticed that one of the things that shifted me to go viral is I wasn't afraid to look like I was trying hard, and I wasn't afraid to actually try to go viral. Instead of saying on the internet, for as long as I could remember, I said on the internet, like, I don't need to go viral. I don't care to go viral. It doesn't matter. I don't care. And that I don't care is code for me, is like, I actually care, but I'm trying not to make myself care because I don't want to look like I'm trying hard. I also want to play it cool, and it's not a manifestation if I had to try, right? That's like kind of the coding, right? And when we did the reprogramming around try hard, it actually opened up this can of worms where we realized there was so much holding back because we wanted to look effortless. And so I feel that's like resonating with you. And I feel like this is actually going to lead into one of them. So now I know exactly what we're going to talk about. Okay, let's segment. I think this is actually segue. Time for the segue. All right, I'm ready to drop the first code. I want you to write down below so we can all like feel into the field of the code that I'm about to drop, and write with or without. Write that down below, with or without, and then I'm going to explain more, because this is the code. So the code is coming through. The code's coming through, guys. It's time. It's time. Even though like 50 million codes have already been dropped, it's ready. This one is ready. So this is very much like a business, with or without. Now, the second thing that I want you to say down below is where are you at with your business right now in terms of what you're not doing? So if you've got a business and I don't do sales pages, I don't do sales calls, what don't you do? What are you doing your business without? So it could be I've made 6 figures without a sales page, or it could be I created $1 million business without a team. I do 6-figure launches without paid ads. What are you doing your business without right now? Without paid ads. And it's actually a flex. It's like a flex. Like, I'm doing it without sales pages. I'm doing it without sales calls. I'm doing it without paid ads. I'm doing it without a team. I'm doing it without X, Y, or Z. What's the thing you're doing your business without right now? This will be super interesting. Oh, Kate is here. Hello, Kate. So happy you're here. The question is for everyone, what are you doing your business without? And it's the flex. It's the flex of I do this without a team. I do this without working 5 hours a day. I do this without a big following. I do this without going viral. These are all things that we're like flexing that we do this without. I do this without a team. Perfect. Team. I do this without going viral. I do this without a sales page. I do this without working 5 hours a day. I do this without. Show me all of your withouts. I'm doing this without going viral. I love this. I'm doing this. Another one is I'm doing this without having a freebie. So a lot of people are doing it without having a freebie. I'm doing this without having a funnel. I'm doing this without an email list. I'm doing this without a sales page, without an email list, without sacrificing the time with my man. Yes, without. I want you to put all of your withouts. I will go through mine. I am doing this without. Okay, what am I doing this without? So I have Go Viral. I do have an email list. I do have funnels. I do have omnipresent offers. I do have masterminds. I do have memberships. I'm doing it with a lot of things. Without cold messages. Perfect. Okay, without cold messaging or Coke messages. Without an email list. I do this without paid ads. So, this is juicy. I love seeing you guys doing all these things without sales. I'm doing this without sales calls. I'm doing this without paid ads. Without. Okay. So let's shift into what is the thing that you're currently doing it without that you're kind of getting a little bit like curious. You're getting a little bit curious of like, that would be kind of cool, but your past self and the way you've thought about that is like, well, I couldn't be seen to do that. I couldn't be seen to be doing that. Like, it could be sales calls, it could be paid ads, it could be emails, it could be freebies, it could be sales pages, it could be a team, it could be an email list, it could be getting people to comment down below things. It could be any of those things. There's something maybe in your field that you're feeling right now. TikTok, doing it without TikTok, doing it without going viral. And there's something that you have previously flexed. Funnels, really wanting to do that now. Okay, so this is perfect. This is perfect. And it's exactly what I'm going for here. Connecting with followers. Perfect. Okay. So the direction I'm going here is 2 years ago, I realized that everybody on the internet, I could feel a shift. So 2 years ago, I could feel a shift. And the shift, it was like literally 2 years ago. And the shift was this. We had, at that stage, it was like 6 years maybe, ManyChat. Oh my God, ManyChat automations. Do you know, fun fact, my first ManyChat automation was in 2016. I had ManyChat in 2016. So when I logged into it 2 years ago, I was like, oh my God, all of my funnels from 2016. But the funny thing is, in 2016, I deleted my email list. I deleted all my funnels. I deleted all my sales pages. I deleted my website. And I went without. And I built a business, again, I built my business back up without the bells and the whistles, without the website, without the funnels, without the sales pages, without the ManyChat automations, without going viral, and I built it to $1 million business without. Because that was our era. Because we were doing all these things like ManyChat automations and websites and funnels and sales pages and sales calls. We were doing all these things because everybody told us we had to do them. And then each one of those things we had this idea that if I don't do this, I'm going to lose, even if we didn't want to do it. And that brought scarcity into our business, and that brought this feeling of uncontrollability, that brought this thing of job. It gave our businesses job energy, gave it job energy, right? Am I right or am I right? And so I feel like we went through this era of without. Right down below the era of without, so you're tracking with me. We're tracking. We got all these spinning plates going and you're tracking with me. The era of without. We did it without sales pages. We did it without emails. We did it without websites. We did it without email lists. We did it without funnels. We did it without automations. We did it without paid ads. And we did it without all of these things, and we did it super pure and organic, and we realized, oh my God, I can do this. And oh my God, I don't need to do that. the era of without from 2016. We're tracking. I started 2 years ago and it was all stripped back, yes. So in 2016 is when I stripped back and I took all that stuff away so that now anything that I choose to bring in is a choice because I'm excited about it, is a choice because I'm like, this is a nut that I want to crack. Or this is like, what if I did go viral? Could that make things easier? Hashtag yes, it actually does. What if I figure out actually how to reach more people on my Instagram? Would that make my things easier? Doing it with? So 2 years ago, I had to check my ego at the door because all the things that I'm like, I don't do that, and all the flexes I had, all the flexes were, I don't do this with emails, I do this without emails, without sales pages, without funnels, without an email list. I didn't even have 2 years ago, I didn't have an email list. It was 2 years ago. I had my deleted email list. I didn't have a website, I didn't have email list, I didn't have funnels, I didn't have anything, and I built $1 million business. Celebrated multiple millions organically, straight up, just me posting on Instagram and Facebook. That is it. Randomly a podcast. That was how I created multiples of millions. Show people that they want with no fuss. Yeah. So, but 2 years ago, I really sensed a difference of like, okay, that this has been fun doing it without all these things, doing it without all of those things. And now, and so I was like, you know what if I do it with? What if I do it with these things without the scarcity energy, as in like I have to? Now I know I don't have to, but I wonder if it would make things easier. And what's my resistance to that? And I decided, okay, I'm going to start my email list again, and I'm going to do it with an email list. And I decided I'm going to do it with some sales pages when I feel inspired to do a sales page. And the sales page is not for you guys. It's for me to get super clear on what that body of work is about. So if you go to the Me Brand page, that was a me and Me Brand having an entire situation together of me figuring out like, how do I articulate the power of this mastercourse, which is literally my protocol for working with my clients for the last 12 years to help them to create $1 million businesses and brands doing their life's work. How do I package that up to a freaking master course, have it be differentiated in the market so people know it's not just this rubbish course, it's just a whole heap of trainings and here's your ideal customer avatar, here's how to niche, all the basic bitch stuff versus like this is really nuanced, very specific stuff that is timeless and has worked for the last 12 years, no matter the industry, no matter the trends, no matter anything, it is timeless. All the principles that I teach inside of the Me Brand Master Course are timeless. So where was I going with that? Oh, the sales page. So when I did the sales page, it was like me having a massive meeting with Me Brand and going, how do I describe you? And now you just saw the way that I'm so clear about that thing because I sat down and I sales paged it. And the sales page is less of a sales page and more of an experience to read, right? Okay, we're tracking. So as I've been doing this for 2 years of creating omnipresent offers, so Me Brand is an omnipresent master course. I've got Dreamspo Club, which is an omnipresent offer now, and then I've got Figure 7, which is my mastermind that's an omnipresent mastermind. And I restructured everything because I really could sense a shift in the industry of people wanting less courses and more either a master course where they can learn everything and go step by step, month by month, and know that, you know, I can't learn how to do this one thing in 6 weeks. I need 6 months to learn this thing as I would with a one-to-one client coach. And I teach that in Me Brand, how to do that, like the 6 months. But then they also want to have your codes, but have the experience of you. So that's what Figure 7, the mastermind, comes in, of you get everything, but you get the hot seats with me. And then the Dreamspo Club is basically all the courses on tap. You can get all of my courses, Creator Mind, not Me Brand, but you can get Creator Mind, Dollar Diaries, Retriculate, Big Dreams Bootcamp on tap in Dreamspo Club. And I go through a monthly quest with you guys. And so we're doing monthly quests. Right now we're doing Dollar Diaries. And they're going through and I'm just cheerleading you guys in the community. Whereas in Figure 7, you're on hot seat calls with me. And so I completely restructured everything so that that could be doing its thing. I don't do live launching anymore, so it is without live launching, but now it's with cash flow channels. So when I post an Instagram post, so instead of me going live every single day of my life, I post a 5-second reel. I get you to comment down below. I get thousands of people signing up to my email list underneath, going through the back ends of my business and buying things all day, every day. And that was because I chose to do it with. And I chose to do it with going viral, and I chose to do it with having non-present offer, and with cash flow channels, so email channels, which meant checking my ego at the door, because I'm like, freebies are so 2000. I was making freebies in 2014. I had a free 5-day challenge called the Freebie Funnel Formula. This is not my first rodeo, and it did feel like we're going backwards. You know what it is? I've got the experience of doing this for 12 years, and in 2013 is when I created my first funnel and my first online course. In 2013, and in 2014 I decided to live launch every single month, and I did so for 10 years. And it's not necessarily trends, it's cycles of the way we buy, it's cycles of the way that we are selling, and it cycles back, and I've watched it cycle back now. But it's from in 2014, when I was doing the funnels and the sales pages and the webinars and the webcasts and all of that, it was very much of, I did it, I loved it, I loved doing it that way. And then in 2016 I really felt the personal branding, like we were craving this personal connection. And now I feel like it's such a hybrid. It's like we've learned how to do the personal branding now. We've learned how to go hardcore in the personal branding. And now personal branding with sales pages, with the email list, with the funnels, with going viral, with. You could not get more feminine energy than that. Because it's like you've mastered doing it without, and now do it with. I'm telling you, it's a whole vibe. So we were just talking about it on my mastermind, my Figure 7 mastermind, that it's the era of with. Check your ego at the door. What is it that you actually want? Is it going viral? Because you've been saying forever that I don't care, I've created $1 million business without going viral. That was me, that was my stick. And then I'm like, dude, if you just go viral, you got way more people underneath commenting for the thing. They get the thing, they buy things. It's so much easier. And because you can, like there's two things that you can do. I'm going to give you a bit of a sales piece here. A lot of people, when something is not selling, what's the first thing that you do when you've got something that's not selling? So say, for example, you've got like a course or a book that's not selling. What's the first thing you do? You kind of like take it out on yourself. I must be shit. I mustn't be able to launch very well. I mustn't be able to sell. Let me tell you, a lot of you guys that are at 10K months are actually better at selling than some people that are doing 400K months. You want to know why? Your audience is way smaller, and you're making, the conversions are exactly the same. You're learning things from people whose conversions rates aren't even as good as yours. So you actually know what you're doing. You actually know how to sell. I want to give you this. Like when you look at somebody doing big months, but you look at that month's compared to their followers and compared to their engagement, you're probably a better seller. And then you go, oh, I want to learn how to sell from you. No, actually, you're probably a better seller. If you're doing 10K months with a small audience, or 20K with a super small audience, you're probably really good at selling. Way better than you probably think. And then you probably go and buy a sales course because you think, I suck at selling. No, you probably suck at traffic. That's it. You're only sucking at traffic. Getting more traffic to your sales page that is actually really great is going to increase your sales. So what I say to clients, I'm like, okay, what's the conversion on the sales page? And they'll be like, it's 3%. I'm like, that's crazy. They're like, what? Or 2%, right? So you've gotten 50 people to go to that sales page and one person has signed up. That's a 2% conversion rate, which is industry standard, which is what the people that are doing 400K months, 500K months, 600K months have got, a 2%. If it's like a published sales page, right? So I'm like, it's not a problem with the sales page or your sales capability. It's a traffic situation. So that's where I'm like, well, if I go viral and have more traffic, my conversion rates is 2%. So that's all I do to increase the sales. Now, if the conversion rate is, say, for example, you've got 50 people coming to the sales page and you've got like a 1% conversion, tweak the sales page. It's not so much a traffic thing. You don't want to bring more traffic to a page that's not converting. Like, that's getting like very strategic, but also, you know what that strategy does? It stops you taking it freaking personal. It stops you going, I suck. It stops you going, I need a sales course. It stops you going, I need a plan. It stops you going, I don't know what I'm doing. And instead goes like, actually, you do. You've got 2% conversion rate. You're literally got the same conversion rate as somebody you're looking up to that sells shitloads. You're actually just as good at selling and marketing and branding and PR, just not as good as traffic. So go viral. I know, right? So easy. But like I said, this is the era of with. This is the era of doing it with. What is the things that you're like so flexing on? I do this without. I do this without this. I do this without that. I do this without an email, a website, a sales page, a this, a that, the other. Some things I'm not willing to budge on. I'm not willing to do paid ads. I like to earn. Because I used to do paid ads. In 2014, I did paid ads. And I found the higher conversion, I have a higher conversion rate with organic. I have a higher connection with organic. And I have a lower rate of annoying PITAs. PITAs are pains in the asses. So we call them PITAs. That's ads. If I do ads, I get so many PITAs back in the day. So many more PITAs. When I stopped doing ads, so many less PITAs. We don't want PITAs. Pain in the ass. So that's why I don't do ads. It's not worth it. It's not worth it for the numbers, because you got the people that just, they buy something based on the sales page versus you. And then when you come into the equation, they're like, oh my God, you're so in the way of me learning this thing. And so I am one of those people that I'm hard to take if you're not used to my shit. If you you accidentally stumble upon this, love the Peter, right? If you accidentally stumble upon my stuff, like I'm an acquired taste. And so if I do ads, the thing is, people are probably going to be expecting a lot more of a professional, not as much contact as I do have with my clients. So yeah, that's the vibe. Okay, so wrapping all that up in a bow, what are you getting so far? You love this? I love it. What is this inspiring? I want this to inspire you to do something, to change something. Do you want to go viral? Do you want to start some omnipresent offers? Do you want to do some cash flow channels? Do you want to do a website? Do you want to do a sales page? Do you want to start doing sales calls again? One of my clients is doing sales calls again. I don't do sales calls. I will never do sales calls, but it's not something that I've ever done, so I'm not going to start doing it now. But also, sometimes if you're inspired to do it, you don't need to do it. You've proven to yourself you don't need to do it. That's the funnest thing. It's like, I don't actually need to do it, but I want to do it. Even though in the past I didn't want to do it because I thought that I needed to do it. Now I know that I don't need to do it. That's the energy that you want to do it with. And so this is the era of with. So if you want to track with me, write the era of with, and what are you feeling the vibes of doing it with going forward? And so for me, I saw this 2 years ago, a massive change in the way that we were doing things. And so I made changes 2 years ago because I love to be a pioneer. And so I go prematurely, I move in a direction prematurely. And because I've got a communications degree, I can feel in the field so early, like way before anybody else sees it, that we're going to shift in this way. And what I knew that so many people have created such big businesses of without, I do this without this, I do it without going viral, I do it without ads, I do it without sales calls, I do it without sales pages, I do it without emails, I do it without getting people to comment down below like I do it without freebies. I get it. I was creating freebies in 2014. So when it was like, oh, let's create freebies again, I'm like, gag. But then I just checked my ego at the door. I'm like, what if guys, we do it with some things? What if we go, you know what, I've done it organically and without all the bells or the whistles, and what if I add just a couple little things to help me out so that I don't keep flexing on being a martyr and doing it without? It's kind of like the new woman in business, fempreneur. It's our new martyrdom of like, I do this without, I do this without, I do this without. And we're like, look at me, flex. But come on, guys. Some of it is like, if you actually did it, it would make your life so much easier, like so much easier and funner. And the way that I want to circle back to the question that I had earlier was, the way that I do it is to have fun with it. So I'm not doing a sales page because, well, I need to get my shit together and do a sales page now, or I get my shit together and I need to get a marketing plan, or I have to like, it's not that. It's more like, I want to crack this nut. Like the virality. So for me, when I started to go viral, it was, instead of going, oh, the algorithm, it was like, oh, let me crack this nut. That's what it was. It was sort of, instead of me going, oh my God, Instagram, I hate Instagram. Oh my God, creativity, it makes me so stuck and so annoying. I realized first and foremost is Instagram and Reels and social media as a whole for us as entrepreneurs. The thing that we get mixed up is, have you ever heard of like tortured poets? Have you ever heard of like writer's block? Have you ever heard of tortured artists and that energy of like all writers are alcoholics, that kind of vibe? You don't want to know why? Because creativity can suck so hard. Creativity is a life filled with you and resistance are at war every day. And the problem is, as a content creator, as a woman in business, and social media is your marketing platform, and you create, you write about your life's work. It's different if you have a business and you're not really a creative and all of your content is just marketing and sales, and it's not creative content. It's not like written content. It's not storytelling content. It's not live streams and where you're like doing this and like your life's work for a living. It's a different ball game if it's like just buy my thing and you're doing the paid ads and you're just doing the sales pages and the marketing and the sales, and you just come to social media to work. You're not on social media to post your life's work and your creativity. It's like, I'm here for business and that's it. It's a completely different kettle of fish when you are on social media for your business. You are not going to be creatively burnt out. You are just going to be like, just get your shit done. What's your problem? Like, just show up and just do the thing and churn out the content. Just churn it out. It's not a big deal. Versus if you are a creative, you're going to be battling the battles of a creative every day. The creative is like, I have no ideas, I have writer's block. But then what you're going to do is you're going to transfer all of the things that come with being a creative, you're going to project them onto social media instead of taking responsibility of, this is a life of a creative. This is literally the creative life. This is why most writers back in the day were cuckoo, because creativity is a life spent every single day swirling in a slush pit of resistance, because every single day it's the Stephen Pressfield quote that we all know it because it's so freaking true. The more important a calling is to your soul, the more resistance you will experience around it, which means every day you show up to work and create content for your life's work, you and resistance are having it out. And so every day is going to be like pretty tricky every single day versus. But then what we do is it's like social media versus like creativity. Sucks a lot of the time. Creativity and coming up with ideas and writing and extracting pieces from your soul and storytelling, it does require a lot of creative work, and creative work is 90% cathartic, which means the act of therapy through creation. So relatable right now. Who is this resonating with? I feel like you guys are just manifesting all this randomness from me, but it's so perfect. But I just think that we have got mixed, especially life workers, and I work with life workers, so we've just got mixed up with like when you rock up to work and you're like, and you want to create a reel, if you want to write a reel or you want to write a post and you're like, fuck social media, I'm comparing myself. Artists have compared themselves to other artists forever. It's not social media. It's inherent in being a creative. you are going to compare yourself. Picasso would have been comparing himself to whatever other painter was around at the time. Beethoven would have been comparing himself to Mozart, or Mozart to Beethoven, whoever was first, I don't even know. They're going to be comparing themselves. They're not deaf. They're going to be listening to other, or maybe Beethoven was. I don't know. Just take these analogies how you will. But so what I've realized is writing is sometimes torturous, and what we do in Reels is we write and we're creative and we create videos, and it's a part of the creative process for it to be quite sticky and stucky sometimes. So instead of going like, oh, it's social media, it's creativity, and creativity is hardcore sometimes. Does that make sense? Who's got questions on this? Oh, we got a question. So with this, how do you feel you overcome these blocks when they arrive? I love that you asked this. Wow, so relatable right now. Perfect. Okay. I love that you asked this, because this kind of goes full circle to someone else's question around like the blocks. And it comes back to the story that I told at the start. It's such a simple answer, but I'm gonna give it some zhuzh so it lands. It's actually, when I was laying on the beach yesterday going like, let's do some manifestation work for the 8-8, let's journal, and let's think about it, and let's plan, and let's strategize. And I laid down and I'm like, give me the guidance that I need to hear today. And it was like, get up, go and take action. You know what to do. And it was swearing at me like, you know what to do. I'm like, dude, this is not okay. And it was like, the action is the manifestation. And so sitting in it. And so sometimes I'll be like with a reel and I'm like, oh, this is so hard. I suck so bad. I'm really sucking at this. Oh my God, there's no, like my algorithm is down. That's so embarrassing. Oh my God, that is so cringe, and it's not even doing well. Like, ill. Oh my God, your writing is so bad. And then I stumbled, even recently, not recently, quite a few months ago, and I re-stumbled upon it, which was annoying. A blurred out video of me on YouTube. So one of the mean girls of the internet is probably watching this. Hi everybody, I'm giving you more content for your threads today. Good, have fun. But I read the comments under this blurred out video of me because, like, you know, they were reading some of my posts out loud, laughing at them in the comments, fun. And they were paying out my sentence structure. And I have an English degree. And I very much got my own writing style that is not grammatically correct at all. I use a lot of ellipses. I use a lot of like back the front sentences. I use passive voice. I use active voice. I use words that I make up. My sentence structure is a lot of the time back the front because I think differently, right? And I got very like self-conscious about it. I even downloaded Grammarly so that I could be a little bit more posting my posts properly, because my typos are terrible. Most of the time I have such bad typos because I don't read it, because I'm just like, I need to get it out. I have this like, I got to get it out. But I've been better with it. And so it's kind of like, it did call me like, yeah, my sentence structure is pretty shitty. Because when she was reading it out, it was like embarrassing because I'm like, oh my God. So they were laughing about it, right? And I think for me, I do let it get to me sometimes, but I think what you're saying with the blocks, that created a block. Because I'm like, I don't want to create because my sentence structure sucks and I suck and I talk about lifestyle and I shouldn't talk about lifestyle because whatever other reason that they came up with today on the internet, whatever trend it is to hate and bully today. But that can create a lot of blocks. But it's not so much social media. The way that I like to do it is like, this is a creative path. And the only way through it was to write my next post after reading that stuff. So the thing that I've been trying to figure out is like, how do you really deal with hate? Like, how do you really, like, how do I get this shit of when you're achieving big dreams and people come at you, like, as soon as I hit $1 million, it's like I had a freaking target on my back and I was not ready for it. I was just not ready for it. And I've been, since 2021 is when I hit my first million, I've been on this like thing where I want to figure out like, how do you get through the hater stuff so it's less downtime? Who does this resonate with? Like having this downtime, because it creates such big blocks. But probably for a lot of you, it creates blocks before you've even done what you want to do. And it creates blockages around creativity, because what it does is when I go to write something, I can hear them in my head. When I go to write something, I see what they're going to say. They're going to say the sentence structure is all over the place. They're going to say, oh, she's just sharing her lifestyle. They're going to diminish what I'm about to write, and then I'm hearing their voices, and then that creates a block, right? But what I found is if I don't write that post in the way that I want to write it, then it just stays blocked. Like I've done the healing work and the energy work, and the only thing that probably unblocks me is doing Beliefetics. It's the only thing, because it just gets me to do the next action. It gets me to clean up my beliefs and gives me like a 10-minute or 20-minute, 1 hour, 3 hour hall pass to take the inspired action to pick me through that like blocky bit. And so that's how I overcome my blocks when they arrive, through Beliefetics. So you can write down belief below belief, but if you've done it, that's what I use. It's literally what I use. But the thing is, sometimes I resist using that. This totally resonates. Thanks for sharing. You're welcome. That is, that is how I do the blocks, is Beliefetics. But a lot of the times I resist doing that work because I know it shifts me so quickly. But what doesn't release the blocks is not taking action. And I think we just, in our healing era that we've been in, we've really deviated from taking action as a part of the catharsis. And to me, in my course Creator Mind that we're doing in the Dreamspread Club next month, if you are in there, Creator Mind is a content creators course in a real way of like really tapping into your creativity. That's what we do. If you're not in the Dreamspread Club, come in. And in Figure 7, we are going to be doing extra hot seat calls around content creation, creator minding. Yes, I love it. And one of the biggest things that I say is the content creation is the catharsis in and of itself. And catharsis literally means the therapy through creation. And that's how I move through the blocks, is the creation is the therapy. Is because, picture this, right? It's therapy because when I sit down and I'm like upset because I feel like I'm comparing myself, or I feel like I'm not good enough, or I feel like my shit's just not hitting, or I feel like my sentence structure is all over the place, or I feel like I'm just not the person to go viral, whatever it is, I'm sitting there with big feelings as I'm about to create. Most people go, well, that's because social media sucks and you need a break. Versus I actually am the other way. The more painful I'm finding it to post, because it's creativity, I take the social media out of the equation, and I'm like, why am I finding it really hard to be creative right now? Why am I doubting myself? What's going on here? And as you're sitting there have you ever sat there wanting to create a reel and all you're doing is like drowning in comparison, and then you're like, fuck social media? Yes. Me, when I feel that feeling, I sit with it, and it's really like grungy work, and it feels like pushing, because a lot of people are like, don't push yourself to create 2 posts a day or whatever, but I think it's that extra like push where you don't want to. But the problem is, why isn't it overflowing from you? This is your life's work, so why is it not overflowing? Because there's something going on around comparison, or doubt, or deservedness, or feeling diminished by somebody, or feeling the judgments or the projections of somebody. So you're slowing it down and you're diminishing yourself, not because you need a break from social media, but you need to break through it with creativity, which is going to end up on social media, but that's not like the point, right? It's the catharsis of actually sitting with it. And I found, yeah, exactly what you said. I normally write the most powerful things when I'm triggered. Yeah, I write great stuff when I'm triggered, and a lot of the times it doesn't make it in its rawest form. I cut like whole chunks out of posts a lot of the times where I've gone into more detail. Like the other day, the one around the lifestyle, where I was getting hate for my lifestyle on this bullying video, where they blurred my face out on YouTube, which nobody can prepare you for the shock of when you're scrolling your YouTube just like on a Sunday afternoon and your face is blurred on a YouTube video and they're talking about you. It's actually, I feel like I went into shock for like 3 days. Like, what? Me? Are you serious? Like, oh my God, I was not ready for that. But a lot of the things is it's like lifestyle, because they were like, I see nothing on her page. She doesn't teach anything. She just shares her lifestyle. I'm like, yeah, and she's like, she just gatekeeps. I'm like, yeah, because when people pay for things, I like them to get something that you can't get for free. That's why it's paid. It's fucking rocket science, right? But anyway, they were going on about my lifestyle, and yeah, and so like the lifestyle energy was like, oh, I can't share my lifestyle, and then I get into little bits of like all this stuff. But anyway, when I go to sit, the next time I went to write, I was crying. Like, I was sad and I didn't want to write anything, and I wanted to be like, I want to go to a cabin in the woods. Too late, I was already in my cabin of woods, and I'm like, I can't escape this. And I sat there and I cried as I wrote. And I didn't see it as forcing myself. I saw it as like a catharsis. I saw it as like a healing, because that's the only way it is through. And it was way more, and I gotta say, that kind of triggering and activation and the creativity activation is probably more powerful than any other work that I do, is when I'm actually triggered on the internet. Is the point, is like, it's like an access point where you can access the thing that you didn't know that was there. It's like social media is beautiful for that. It brings up all your dormant volcanoes. When there's somebody on the internet that you can't stand and you're like, ugh, I just can't stand her. It's like, it shouldn't be just like block, delete, go on. It could be like, what is going on with me that I'm getting this adverse reaction to seeing her post? It's more of a like, how do I make this a me thing? Like, why is this like triggering me so much? Okay, oh my God, you guys want to keep going? Are we in the mood for another, like, are we in the mood for another code? So that was the with or the without. Are we good with the with or the without? Or do you feel complete? Do you want more, or you feel complete? I have a completely different, like, left of center. Today I could have done like 4 masterclasses out of the 4 codes that I've got, but I just wanted to come live and just do it now. I'm just feeling it. And I might like expand these in other ways, but I just wanted to do it. So if you want more, let me know you want more. If you're done, let me know if you're done. I'm just going to get the charger because my stuff needs charging. I have another code if you want it. Feel complete. Perfect. I love that. I actually love that. We might be complete, you guys. If you're complete, we're complete. But if you want a little bit extra, I got some extra. On that one, ready for more. I love that. Curious what's next. Yes, I have another 30 minutes. Okay, let's do this. Oh my God, this is actually fun. I love buffet. I call these like buffet live streams, where I've just got all the codes. They're just coming through me, and the more that you guys are interacting down below, the more the codes are just coming through specifically for you versus just randomly what my agenda is. Curious for more. Oh my God, you guys are so curious. I love it. We got the light is all good, the noise is all good, we're all good. I need some water. Okay. Right down below, PR. Right down below PR. This is going to blow your mind. Actually, this was the top one. The one that I just gave you was like the third afterthoughty thing. Right down below PR. Oh my God, you guys. Hello, everybody. If you're just joining us, hashtag live vibes. Let's have a party. It's a party on the internet for the big dreamers today. We are dropping all the codes. So excited you guys are here. Thank you for being here. Love you guys. Okay, PR. We're going to go DP. I'm going to go DP and PR. All right, who's got a personal brand? Let me know if you've got a personal brand. You can put PB down below, or personal brand if you're a personal brand. If you've got a business. Hello, Kate. Hello. We got Jamie here. Natalie's still here. Kristen's still here. Anna's still here. Kate's here. Yes, Hot Yoga's here. Kate is here. Another Kate is here. We have all the Kates. Marilyn. Hello, Marilyn. Anna. Curious for more. Okay, perfect. Okay, who's got a personal brand? Me. I got a personal brand. I'm going to roll 2 codes into one with this one. Baby PB. I love that, baby PB. We love a baby PB. PB here. Okay. All right. I love that. All right. Well, this is so much fun, you guys. This is fun. Spontaneous masterclasses are the vibe. Okay. I love this. This is fun. I'm having so much fun, you guys. Okay. All right. How do I give this to you? Okay, one of my protocols. So if you didn't know, I have this master course called Me Brand. Me Brand is my personal branding protocol. It's what I've been doing with my clients for 10 years that we've just realized I've actually been coaching for 12 because I saw an old Instagram post when I realized I've cut 2 years off of how long I've been doing this. But anyway, so this is the exact framework that I've been coaching my clients for the last 10 years on. And oh my God, Erin's here. Hello, Erin. We're here. This protocol, I've been coaching my clients on for 10 years and I've had people crack the millions, the 100K months with this protocol. Love Me Brand. Erin is in Figure 7. Figure 7 in the house. DM me if Figure 7 is your vibe too. It's my mastermind, 12-month mastermind, all access pass. Plus we get fortnightly hot seats where we just barb it out every fortnight. Plus extras. Next month we're doing Creator Mind, so there's some extra hot seats for you guys next month. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, yay, yay. But Me Brand is what I did is when clients want to work with me one-to-one, I noticed what they wanted to do was they kind of wanted the cheat code. Have you ever noticed that with one-to-one clients? They want the cheat code. They don't want to do the legwork. They just want you to do the cheat code. They want the whole thing. But what I realized is I get way more powerful results with clients that are willing to do the legwork and then they come to me. So with Figure 7, they do the legwork. They go through Me Brand. They go through these, they're not courses, they're like protocols that I've matched with what I do with my one-to-ones over the last 10 years. They do the calls and then they get it personalized for them on the call, right? Because one-to-ones that just come to you and come to the session, it's like, okay, change my life, do all the things that you need to do. And they're not willing to kind of like do the work versus go do the work. Then you come to me for the tweaks and the twangs. You come to me for like the rearrangements. Like, this is what we're going to do. This is the protocol. This is what we do. The framework for you to freestyle. Then you come to me with the tweaks and the twangs, and then we rearrange them. That's what the coach does, right? Because the people that aren't doing the legwork, they're hard to work with because they're not doing the legwork. You got nothing to work with. They're not going and they don't have a protocol to go and implement. So I thought, you know what? With Me Brand, I'm going to give them the master course, the 6-month protocol of what if I could do. It was kind of like, you know, the ideal day that you do with yourself. I'm like, this would be the ideal 6 months. If a client came to me and if I could choose what they do for the next 6 months, I would choose this. Be like, you're going to package up your mentorship in month 1. In month 2, you're going to put some micro offers out to kind of like test what people like sell, like buy from you. And they love to buy and they froth over buying and the utility of what you do. And so you're really showing the value of what you do by giving workshops that have a lot of utility. Month 3, they do a master course, which is bringing all of like the big work that they do and bringing it into a bigger course than just a usual, just this is the course. It's more of a protocol. Then they do a mastermind and then they do a membership and then they do the magnum opus. Now the magnum opus could be a booklet or it could be the master course, redoing the master course, whatever it is, that's the 6-month protocol. And it's like, that is like, oh my God, if my clients do that, this is a vibe. But when my clients come to me in Figure 7, there's not one of my clients that actually does the 6 months as I give the protocol. They do it their own way. And this is what I want. I want them, here's the rules, now let's break them. As in, you know what you could do, and you know if you swap that out for this, that's going to impact this. And they're like, yep, I know that, perfect. So they know what they're counteracting, so they know that if you take that out, we need to put something else in. Now, the reason I'm telling you all this is A, probably because it's going to make you want to buy Figure 7 and Me Brand, but anyway. The second thing is actually, you could be doing all those bodies of work, but it'll mean nothing if you are not on the front lines doing brand marking events every month. And that's what I do with my clients, is a brand marking event every month. Now, I call it a brand marking event because that's what you guys understand. That's what the internet understands. I have a Bachelor of Communications with a major in PR. And what I realized was the reason that every single one of my businesses has worked really quickly. So I went from 1K months to 11K months in 5 months in this business 10 years ago. My first 10K months was 10 years ago in 2014. May 2014, I had my first, I didn't have a 10K month, I had an 11K month. I went 7K, 11K. And then with my wedding makeup business in 2008, I went to the top 10 of wedding makeup in my area in the first 6 months that I was in business, and charging the most out of my entire region per face. I was charging $90 a face where everybody else was charging $50. And so I actually raised the price of that area of what they were charging for makeup per makeup, because I'm like, I'm not doing it for any less than this. So I've been, since 2008, I've been very good with my pricing ever since then. But the reason that all of these businesses hit quicker than anybody else's, you might call it branding. But do you want to know what it actually is? A lot of what you guys are doing that you're calling branding is not branding, it's actually PR. That's the mic drop moment, it's actually PR. Take a second, okay? So we do the brand marketing events, and the reason that I make all of my clients do a brand marketing event, which is like something that is, you could do a press release on this. Back in the day, this is what we did. So I started my business when there was basically no social media. And what we would do is you've got to do things that are worthy of a press release. Why do you do a press release? Because then you could get the newspaper to write an article about you that was not an ad that you would have to pay for. So we had two options to grow a business back in the day. The first option was get the newspapers to talk about you. Second option, pay for an ad in the newspaper. That's it. That was it. That was all we had. We could network at networking events, but that was all we had that we could do without being in person. This is landing, this is making sense. So I'm going to bring this full circle. A lot of you are like focusing on the brand, but you're not focusing on the moves. You're thinking your moves don't matter. You're thinking that things you do, the investment that you made, the mastermind you just joined, the celebration that you just had, the trip that you just went on, the photo shoot you just had, the investment you just made, whatever it is, you're thinking, I'll kind of mention it. The studio that you just came into. So I'm going to make this feel real for you in a second. Who knows, if you've been following me, who knows that I now have a studio? Let me know if you follow me and you know. Just say, yep. And I'm going to explain, I'm going to make this real for you. Because it's all intentional. Okay, so let me know if you know that I have a studio. Yes? Yes, we know. So yes? Okay. Does anybody follow me and did not know I have a studio? Yep. Oh my God, this is so cool. I love proving a point. It's fun. Yep. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, this is so good. Okay. I have worked here 7 days. I've had 7 work days here. Do you guys think that seems like way less than you thought? I've had 7 work days here. But I've made it my entire personality. So when I do something in my business or my life, I make it my whole personality. Because that's what we call PR. And when my clients come to me, less than you thought, right? This is my 7th, actually I think this is my 8th day working here. And you probably are like, what? Yeah, and that's how little it's been. But it's my entire personality at the moment. You know why? It's called a brand marketing event. Right? Brand marketing event down. This is my July and August brand marketing event. I got a studio. Next month it'll be something else. I think next month, it is something. Next month it's going to be the kids. I've got a one of my daughter's turning 21, my other daughter's turning 18, and my son's turning 12. So I'm in a completely different era. So the birthday week will be my brand. And then we're also going to a car show. So that'll be my brand marketing event. These are PR moves that bring more eyeballs and interest and attention and an angle to your business. It's a press release. We're not in newspapers anymore. We are our own media company now. And so you are press releasing through the things you do. So the things you do in your business get to be a part of your whole personality. So the thing that I want to say to you about this, because this isn't branding, this is actually PR. Because tell me, the studio, when I say studio, what are you associating now that with my business? What do you now associate my business with now knowing I have the studio? What is it added to your perception? What is it added to my reputation? What is it added to my business for you, your perception, your association now with me through the studio? What has it done? What are you now associating me with? Is it big moves? Big enough to warrant its own space? Yes. Putting myself first? You bounce into the studio? Yes. Putting my work, like taking my creativity, like giving my creativity the time of day that it's never had? You have enthusiasm, you make moves? Yes. I have a business big enough to have a whole art studio. Like, look, like we have a whole art studio. Like, do you know what the most impressive thing is? I got a toilet, a bathroom, and a sink. I got a toilet, bathroom, and a sink. You know what else is impressive? These big ass walls and windows. Like, and my impressive trestle table, desk. People with all these other big businesses over here, and me. My big ass garage door. This garage door. I have a garage door. Giving your creativity a physical space, yeah. So it has changed, it creates a reputation, it creates a perception, and it creates an association. Everything you do does that. It's PR, it's not branding. This is PR. It's a PR move. And so when I say brand marketing events, the reason that I call them brand marketing events, because most people don't understand PR. So I say brand marketing events because you understand the importance of branding to your business. But I actually want to say in 2025 is PR is going to become a part of the equation, because PR is managing your reputation. And I think a lot of us have realized over the last few years is reputation can be damaged pretty quickly online if you're not doing PR management. And you got to be making these big moves, because it's not enough for you to just show up to the camera each day and just drop your strategies. We want to see the person behind that. And that doesn't mean, so for me, it doesn't mean sharing every single inch and morsel of my life anymore. It means, like, I don't really even share videos at home anymore. What if you paint the horizon on your studio wall? That'd be so cool, hey? I've been thinking, I don't know, what do you guys reckon? I actually love the rust, like, not the rusticness, but that it's not all white. Tani came in yesterday, she's like, oh my God, Mum, you need to paint the walls. I'm like, what? I actually love it. I'm used to seeing the horizon now behind. I know people are so used to seeing that. So the thing that I want to do is what moves, and I want to bring this back to like revenue. I love that it's not me too. I actually really love the I feel like it stops people in their tracks. I love it. Industrial, yeah, it's cool. I like that. It looks different. I feel like that's what's stopping people, because it looks different. Now, what is a move that you're made? It's like so many people like invest in a mastermind that do not make it their whole personality. When I invested working with Melanie, I made it my entire personality. It's human, it's sharing, it doesn't have to be perfect to be bold. Oh yes, I love it. Industrial, yes. What moves are you guys making that the internet does not know about, that you want to share? Because it's PR, and if you're not sharing it, you're thinking that your strategies have more weight. My strategies, when you're doing PR, people pay attention more to your strategies or whatever you're teaching. They pay less attention when you're not the buzz or the hype and the energy is not there. And so PR is the way that you inject energy into your business. And every time I'm making a move, if I have nothing on a month, which is very rare, if I have nothing that month, I will make something that month that becomes my whole personality. Because that's PR. And back in the day, I think because I've got such a PR brain, is back in the day, a newspaper, if you said a press release to a newspaper is, I have a business and I do wedding makeup. Or back in the day when I got put in the newspaper, when I was in the newspaper for my business, I could go to them and say, I make 100K months. They're not going to care and they're not going to publish that. But what they did care about is I was traveling Australia with my kids. And it said high school, and they chose to go with this angle. And this is going to give you a bit of a piece. The angle was high school dropout about to hit 1 million. And then it was photo of me traveling with the kids, and it was all about traveling around Australia in a caravan, about to hit the million. And that was the angle that they went with, because it wasn't a press release. They actually had seen a video that I'd done. But if I had submitted a press release for them to write about, it would have been, I'm traveling around Australia and I'm building $1 million business. But the angle that he went with was high school dropout is about to hit 1 million. And that was the title of the article. And so think about all of the moves that you make in your business right now that are could be press releases, and you could put them out to the internet. The direction of branding, marketing, sales, that's going to be the thing that sells. I guarantee you, the sales posts that you make are not the things that sell your stuff. Ask all of your clients today, why did they buy? Guarantee. And even if it's clients here, why did you buy? What was the deciding factor? You ask your clients the deciding factor, and probably not one of them is going to say that sales post that you wrote. I ask clients this sometimes, and one of my clients said, you came to a video and you had wet hair, and I just felt like I want to brush your hair and I need to work with her. It's all the deciding factors are all the things that you don't think matter. And they all come from PR. And that is erring on the side of branding, but PR are the things that get the attention in the field. And I'm going to bring this back to the reason that I love that. The reason that I'm so big on brand marketing moves is it took me 6 years to figure out that I was doing this. And I used to have PS right down below reset, and I will send you the revenue reset. If it doesn't send through to you, please just DM me and I'll send it to you. It's the free revenue reset. And it's this process that I started to do years ago because my business would fluctuate. And I'm like, but I'm doing all the sales stuff. I'm doing the launches. I'm doing everything right. What is going on? I couldn't figure out. Yay, reset. We're all up for the reset. The 10-day revenue reset. Get on it. So I was kind of sick of seeing the revenues going up and down and up and down, and kind of just not knowing exactly what was doing it, because it was baffling me. Because I'm doing all the same amount of, I'm consistent. I'm doing all the same posting. I do substance. I do story, substance, sell is my kind of my framework for the day. Is I do stories in the morning, I tell stories. Then I drop some substance, so it could be some codes. It could be something valuable. And then I sell. And I do that somewhere on the internet. Not the same spot every day, but that's kind of my energy. Is for breakfast, we do stories. For lunch, we do substance. For dinner, we sell. That's how I run my day. You're welcome. $1 million code right there. Just slipping that in there. But so I started to track. So I went back to the beginning of my business from 2014, and I went and I wrote out every single month of my business, like I teach you to do in the reset. And I wrote down every single amount that came through that month. And then I did something that I'd never done before. I looked at the conversion rates. I looked at all the general metrics that normal people look at. And then I'm like, what if I pull up my social media and I match all the best days? What if I match all the best weeks and all the best days, and I match them to my best days and my social media? What am I doing? And my best month. So every best month I would put in bright neon pink. And so I could see which ones were the best months. So I distilled over 4 years. I really looked at okay, these are the best months. What was I doing? You want to know the only, it wasn't launches, it wasn't anything. There was one determining factor that every best month ever had. You want to know what it is? I've been telling you for the last 20 minutes. Every single best month ever had a significant event that month that I made my entire personality. It could have been, sometimes it was I invested in a mastermind and I made that in my entire personality, and I talked about it on the internet, like I invested in this and this was my intention and this is what I'm going to receive and this is how I felt. Sometimes it would be I'm traveling around Australia. Sometimes it would be I'm doing a daily beach quest. And so every single one had a brand marking event, which is essentially a PR press release, making it my entire personality every single month. Okay, we're good. Every single month was a brand marking event, which is essentially PR, but the way that I explain it on the internet is brand marking because that's what we all understand. And so that was the only thing that was different in every single one of my best months ever. And I think that I tallied up like 5 years of results. None of the metrics were showing me that because it was more of a vibe of the month. It wasn't like, oh, I'm doing a photo shoot, let's make my whole personality. It's just my PR brain, my PR like energy was already doing that. It was muscle memory from my university degree of PR to make a move that I'm making my entire personality, because also hyperfixation it's happening. So I naturally do this. Like there is not one thing in my life that is important to me and I'm really interested in that you are not going to know about. You're going to know about it, even if it's off-brand. For example, what is this thing right here hanging up there? What is that thing? Who's seen that baby? Who's seen that puppy in action? A burnout car. I have a lot of people following me that are very eco-conscious and we burn tires for fun. But it's PR. It's not on brand at all. At all. The car, the burnouts. Who's seen the burnouts? When I do the photos of the burnouts, my entire feed is completely different. But it is a brand marking event because I'm at a car thingamajiggo. It's all the bogans and there's a me with my purple and my pink car and my husband doing burnouts and living out his childhood dreams. And me just being like, this is so much fun. Everyone just has so much fun. Brand marking event, nothing to do with my brand, but everything to do with PR because my business created that. Yeah, see? But it's off brand, but it's PR. So it's important. And it could actually be bad for my reputation because these things here, those are tires that we burn for fun. And they burn pink. But I didn't share it at the start because I was like, oh my God, there's so many people that are like, it's like, you know, when you know you've got a lot of vegan followers and then you're like eating meat and you're like, I better not show it because they're gonna, but it's like, it's PR for me. It's a PR event because I'm doing something. And so there is, at first I was like, I don't get it. Brand marking events, why is it my best months ever in brand marking events? And then I got what it was. It's like, because it's not branding, it's actually PR. It's like eyeballs come to you, interest comes to you, reputation comes to you. People are like, there's stuff happening here. I felt like that with me, yeah. Right? Even when I share my coffee cup, I used to have a lot of followers that were like super keep cuppy. And I'm like, I'm so naughty. But I did, you know what I always think? I'm like, I lived in a caravan for 5 years. I think I've got a hall pass, okay? I lived in a van. I'm fucking mind blown, right? Right? Okay. This shit is all in me, brand. Spelt out for you how to do it, how to share it, how to create it, how to like do it on purpose. We actually have a planned brand marking move every month because you got to have it every month. So you can either jump into Me Brand or Figure 7 if you want the whole thing. Figure 7 includes Me Brand, but Me Brand is my master course where I teach you all this. It's basically personal branding, $1 million personal branding, which are but it's actually PR. So that's the vibes. This is everything. Oh my God, so fun. Who loved that? Allows us to be really down, own the different parts of ourselves rather than being perfect. Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys, I feel so complete now. Who feels like you just had your mind and blown it? Write down below reset. If you're on the after party, write reset down below. Now, if it doesn't trigger and send it to you, when I get off this, there is another video that I did, because sometimes I can't send it through to you. Just DM me and ask for the reset thing, and if I've missed it, mind blowing, yes! Send me a message and I'll send you back the reset. Otherwise, there's a video that I did a couple of days ago that when you comment reset, it'll just automatically send all your stuff. So if you don't get anything in your DMs, go over to there. Oh my God, that was fun. I feel so complete now. So let me tell you about all the things that we get with this. Okay, Me Brand, what I just touched on is the overview of Me Brand. It's not even the thing, it's the overview. So it's a 6-month protocol where I walk you through the 6 months of building your $1 million personal brand with all these different pieces and parts. These are the things that move the needles. These are the things that I've got my clients to crack those 6-figure months, those $1 million years, being as them as they can be, really actually using your own strengths and your own ways and preferences and the way you want to run your business. No, nothing is a boundary, except if you don't like what you do, it's not for you. And if this is not your life's work and you just want to make money online, not for you. If you're doing your life's work and you're sick of being the best kept secret, then you want to go to that coach, and you know what I mean, as in like that coach that it's like that one, and you're the best kept secret over there. You want to be that one, and you've got the experience and you've got the expertise, and it's just ridiculous that you're flying under the radar. We want to like get you up and out, and that coach, Me Brand, is the entire protocol to take you through that entire journey. It's 6 months. It's not like a quickie. It is not a quickie. Now, you can do Me Brand the Master Course, which is self-study. You do it yourself. And we also have monthly bonus Zooms, hot seat Zooms coming for the next 6 months. But if you want to have the personalized support, you can get that inside of Figure 7, which is my mastermind. So my mastermind is 12 months. You get Me Brand, and you get the Dreamspo Club, which is my membership with the courses, with the other courses like Creator Mind and Dollar Diaries, and the monthly live reprogramming for Belief Ethics. It's a whole thing. And you get Me Brand, and you get fortnightly hot seats. Plus you get the coaching thread that we have. Now, if you are over 30K months and you're looking for your mastermind that you want to join next, we do have Figure 8, which is a secret upgrade. If you're doing over the 30Ks and you want to get Figure 7 and Figure 8 with the extra monthly sessions and the Telegram, that's the space for it. Anyway, I hope you guys have the best day ever growing to big dreams, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for being here and making this everything that it was. I had so much fun with you guys. I'm going to go get a coffee and do a heap of work, have some fun, and I will see you on the internet. Have the best day ever growing to big dreams. Oh my God, tag your internet best friend. Be nice. That'll be a vibe. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for being here. Chief Big Dreams Genie of the internet is out.